Hello everyone, welcome to the next session of TASSTA webinars. Today I'm going to present to you the company CROSSCALL. Company CROSSCALL is actually not a very old partner of us. We met in 2019, but we felt immediately it's the right thing to do and to move together forward. We had CROSSCALL as our partner on PMR Expo on our stand, which brought us even closer together. And it was a pleasure to be with the main face, for us at least, of CROSSCALL, Emily. Hello, Emily. How are you doing?
Hi, Kaveh. All good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, everything is good. It's nice to see you after, I think it's now over a year, right?
It's now over a year, true. Yeah, time's moving so fast.
Yes, and we did it. So it looks like it's always nice to see you again. And so how was the year for you? What did you do?
The year was quite a busy year, quite a special year as well, of course, as it is the case for all of us anyway. Lot of things happened, like we have launched a new range of products that I will show you a little bit later. And everything trying to, to perform nice business all over Europe. All good.
Excellent. And so tell us a little bit about CROSSCALL. So, I mean, it's visible that you are French, and the company is also French. So give us a little background, please.
Okay, so CROSSCALL is a French 10-year-old company. We are located in Aix-en-Provence, where all our different teams are located. We have like the R&D department, the product teams, the sales teams are based in Paris for the French market, but we also have some entities all over Europe, in the Benelux countries, Italy, Spain, Portugal. Well, anywhere where we can, of course, offer our devices.
Yeah, if people don't know where is the Provence, so it is south of France, right? And it's it's the most.
Absolutely, Aix-en-Provence is in the southeast of France, close to Marseille. So maybe Marseille speaks a little bit more to all of us.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. So let us come to your devices. So you mentioned you launched one special device in March, and I remember, and I know that okay, you worked always in rugged environment, and then you change your strategy also more to the mission critical environment. That means devices are now having PTT button, emergency button, so they are more made for the mission critical users. So give us a little bit more about it.
Actually, the company was founded 10 years ago, as I said, by our founder, who is still our CEO today, Cyril Vidal. And Cyril Vidal was actually working in the building industry, and at the same time, he was a champion of jet ski. And he just realized that evolving in these two different type of environments, he could find no phone on the market that could resist these two hostile and harsh environments, meaning that his devices were suffering from dust, from salt water, and any type of damage. So that's why he decided to create CROSSCALL. So initially we started more on the B2C channels, addressing retailers, outdoor enthusiasts, and so on. And more we realized, of course, that the needs of companies were really also fitting and in the need of such products. So that's why gradually we studied a little bit about business users in order to identify their needs and requirements, the way they use their phones, in order to provide some technicity that we embed now in our devices. So all our products are waterproof. When we talk about waterproofness at CROSSCALL, we do not talk only about just a few drops of water. We talk about different type of liquids. We are doing some tests at 2-meter depth in order to be sure that the products will resist this. And on top of this, we ensure that the products are resistant, making some drop tests. They have to resist also some scratches and so on. But when we want to go further with this type of, let's say, bad treatment to products, then we also added some specific norms like military standards. 810G. It's an American norm to ensure that the products are really resistant. But we are also providing now more and more technicity, such as what you mentioned, different programmable buttons, like for push-to-talk solutions or lone worker solutions, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so yeah, let us go directly into the topic. So show us a little bit the devices also. I mean, or you want to make a presentation first? Which how do you like to how do you prefer? I mean,
up to you. I've said something regarding that are already on the presentation. Maybe I can carry on with the presentation and I show you the devices at the same time. Is it possible to take this?
Let's do the following, that we first go to the presentation. You just show the slides. And just for our audience, so the presentation, we are not going to PowerPoint you.
No.
So it means we show a few slides, but you can also download it from the web page later on and get your own impression. And we are going to plan with Emily a separate session where we are just going through this presentation, you know. So let's go.
Okay.
Nice.
There we are.
Good.
So 150 people now in the company. 90 of them are based in Aix-en-Provence, in the south of France. And others, as I said, mainly dedicated to sales in Paris, in Benelux, Italy, Spain, Portugal, and more recently in South Africa as well. A few data regarding our turnover growth. We ended last year at 81 million turnover. So it was a, let's say, kind of nice performance, and we will target, of course, 104 for 2021. The idea. Yes, sorry.
I mean, it's very good to see that you could reach even growth during 2020, where many of the companies were struggling. So that means you have, from my point of view, you have a good, robust, product and environment. So that's very positive for being reliable for other partners.
We have to. So as I said, products made for real life, either if you are just an end user or, of course, if you are a company. Once again, I was already talking about the waterproofness and the resistance, but we have also gradually more focused on the long-lasting effect for your product, so that now we can provide a 3-year warranty. I will give you some more details about this. But our focus is also to help users feel comfortable with their devices. That's why also we have embedded a technology called the X-Link technology. It is this kind of small target that you can see that is located at the back of our smartphones and tablets in order to connect to an ecosystem of accessories. Here is our product range for 2020. We have recently launched a full range called the core range of products, like entry-level smartphones, but also more efficient, let's say, products, as well as our first tablet. I will give you a little bit more details about this as well.
Okay.
The way we try to position ourselves and we focus on is to be on the market and position ourselves as a kind of industrialist. It means that we are really interested in identifying the user needs of our products. Then it helps us develop our standards here in Aix-en-Provence in order to help us build up some prototypes. Once we have built it up, these prototypes, we ensure that they are matching the requirements of the market. So we are performing some tests outdoor and indoor in different laboratories. And once we are validating these products, it is also the case through carriers on top of our business customers, of course. We have our own production lines in Asia, where we produce our devices. We also have a CROSSCALL entity based in Hong Kong in order to ensure the quality check when the products are out of the factories before the products are shipped to our warehouse in Europe. And then after this, in a kind of virtuous circle, we are also listening to the feedback from our customer service in order to improve the next generation of products so that we can, of course, gradually offer better and better products.
Okay.
All these kind of ecosystem and circular economy help us to offer now a 3-year warranty on all the products from this core range. It's of course very important to offer such a long warranty because when you are a company willing to purchase some devices, of course you also think about the total cost of ownership of your fleet, and the longer the product is under warranty, the best it is for the company. You can also imagine that if we would not be sure of our devices, we would not enable ourselves to enlarge this manufacturer's warranty. So it's a good criteria also for reliability.
Yes, that's definitely sure, because it shows to the customers that you also trust your product, and that's always important.
True.
That, and it looks like a trend in the market what we see that the real strong companies are offering these 3 years because they have these products, and that's great that you are doing the same.
Absolutely. Then we also offer this ecosystem of accessories, as I mentioned, in order to help the user feel comfortable with his device. For example, as it is the case with push-to-talk solutions, we offer also a push-to-talk case in order to, you know, that sometimes users are using gloves and might think that the regular buttons of the phones might not be big enough. So we have worked on a specific case in order to cover and show you bigger buttons so that it can be more easily used.
So that means there is a case where I put my CROSSCALL device inside?
Yes, if needed.
Okay.
Yes,
then
sorry.
Then the effect is that I have a more robust device and also have the bigger PTT button, right? Or what is
Actually, it's not necessary to have a more robust device because the device in itself is already robust. So it's not an additional protection. It's just a tool to improve the way you use your product, and especially the programmable buttons that are embedded in the phone. So that if you use your solution, your TASSTA solution, you very easily can press the buttons on the side of the phones because the buttons are bigger than what they are on the regular phones. Specifically for users who are using big gloves and so on and so forth. Of course, it can still be used without the push-to-talk case.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. It makes really sense, you know, to easify things.
Yep. Currently, we are distributed in more than 20,000 points of sales. We are listed at more than 10 or 12 maybe now carriers all over Europe, as well as in South Africa with Vodacom, for example. We are also visible in the retail channels, mainly for B2C users, but more and more, as I said, we address now companies through also our network of resellers all over Europe. Few references. To participate to huge tenders, gradually evolving with our products. Of course, we are capable to answer big tenders for governments as well, as it is already the case now. And yes, we are moving forward. Now we already equipped different type of companies, whether it is in the industry environment, the building industry, the security and defense, logistics, transports. Well, anywhere you can need a phone that is, of course, resisting to your daily field routine, I would say.
Okay.
Few words about technicity, maybe. Our focus addressing these B2B and B2G channels is, of course, to help our users work in any type of environment. We were talking about, of course, water and also resistance. I mentioned already this military standard that we have to match. The idea is also to extend the life cycle of our products, which is very important for companies in order to minimize their total cost of ownership. Of course, when you consider big fleets, it's very important to be sure that you won't be bothered with a product that has to come back to the after-sales services. And of course, the added value that is currently ours is also this 3-year warranty that I mentioned. Another very important thing is to ease the deployment. When we address companies, of course, they have to be fully compatible with all the solutions that are on the market. That's why this new range, for the first time, the core range is now Android Enterprise recommended. So the devices are pure Android, but we ensure also the compatibility with most of the MDM solutions on the market. We ensure also the security patches from Google on a quarterly basis, and so on and so forth, so that we can you can feel comfortable if you are a company using CROSSCALL devices. On top of this, the idea is to ensure the safety of teams on top of safety of equipment. That's why we have embedded these 2 different programmable buttons that can be used, of course, with TASSTA solution perfectly. You have a red button for alarm systems, and you have also another one, so you can basically set up your apps with the smartphone. In order to,
it's like a function button, right? So you can have any other function or feature you can implement in that separate button.
Yes, actually, it's fully programmable. So you just decide the type of functionality you want to link with these programmable buttons.
Okay.
And I mentioned as well this ecosystem of accessory that can be interesting. We mentioned already the push-to-talk case, but we also have a holding system, docking stations, like multiple stations if you want to charge several devices at the same time, for example, and so on and so forth. Here is the range, the full range.
Good. So let us. Okay, so you're continuing.
Yes, I can cut it if you want. Just give me a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, well, there we are. Shall I cut it, Kaveh?
Yeah, you can basically, I mean, if you want to share anything from the presentation, do it. And otherwise, I would say let's go to the devices and we discuss the features directly on the device.
Okay, so I will cut the PowerPoint.
Okay, excellent. Here we are. Perfect. So Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt you because we just made some you just made some short comments about each slide. It was very impressive to see what you reached during this. I mean, that you have so many different kind of partners and devices all around the globe, and yeah, what the devices are capable to do. So let us go to them. So just show us the device in the camera that we can see them, you know, because that we get a touch and feel idea about it, right?
Sure. So basically, the product in itself looks this way. It's the Core X4 model.
Yeah.
And I have added here, so you can see there maybe the regular one with the programmable button. And this one has been, let's say, empowered with the push-to-talk case, of course, meaning that we have now larger buttons here and there as well, so that you can use it very easily with gloves or whatever.
Nice. That's perfect. Yeah, I can hear you already. Yeah, you are. So it's everything is working. Yeah.
That's working perfectly.
Yes, everything is perfect. And so okay, so you have the devices, and I saw that you have also tablets. So that means you are covering not only let's say the smartphone area, you also cover the tablets, which can be used maybe in yeah, for different kind of operations, also even in car, right? For in-car operation.
Yes, absolutely. We have launched our first tablet more recently in March this year. The idea is that the market was also expecting some rugged tablets, meaning resistant one, but also once again compatible with all the different business solutions that exist on the market for deployment and also for security solutions. So we have, just like the smartphone, but with a wider screen, of course. We have designed this brand new tablet. You can see also the two different programmable buttons so that they can be used as well on the field with your solutions.
And what was for me always interesting is this, you know, this. What tell us a little bit about this, you know, how you can charge the device, you know, because yeah,
yes.
this.
I don't know if you can see there. This is the X-Link technology. So you can basically connect it to a docking station like this, for example. This docking station enable you to charge your device. You see that the red has turned to red. So very easily charging without having any specific wire, but also you can fix it with a system, and holding system in a car, for example, or in a truck, depending on the type of vehicle you drive, very easily in order to secure it. So it's a very useful technology. On top of this, you can also transfer your content, your data from your tablet or smartphone to your laptop, for example, thanks also to this docking station.
Yeah, that's perfect, because I think this is very unique of that device, because we did not see it on any other device in the mission critical market. And it's yeah, I mean, it's, for me, it's really nice because first you have suddenly the possibility to easify with this magnetic point, the accessory environment anywhere. You can charge it easily, you know, because I mean, yeah, it's a different kind of concept and thinking for that. And also it makes it even complete if, as you mentioned, you can even transfer data from that device to your computer to anywhere.
Very easily. This was also part of our reflection in order to protect, once again, the product, because we have some specific caps at the back of the product and also at the top in order to protect the charging slot as well as the jack slot. So it participates also to protecting the device. Of course, if it's open, there is no issue, but it's, let's say, a kind of additional protection. And of course, you know, sometimes users are not really cautious with their phone, so they just plug their charger in the product and might also damage it. So it's, let's say, an additional security.
Yeah, perfect. And but principally, it is possible to charge it also with a USB-C.
Yes, of course.
I mean, like
basically with a regular USB-C charger. Yes.
Okay, yeah, because that's, you know, many times it's questions are coming to us if we say this is the charging, but okay, if I don't have it or if it is broken because it's unique.
Now,
Uh,
it's an alternative. Of course, you can use the regular sector charger that is embedded in the phone box anyway. So no worries about this.
and you mentioned that, I mean, I saw on the presentation that the devices are on Android 9. What is the plan for going to Android 10? Because honestly,
Well,
we never liked Android 9.
actually, the the update has been done this night. So now the
Okay.
devices via OTA have been upgraded to Android 10. So they are today now from now on running on Android 10 for Core
Excellent.
X4 and the tablet as well. Both of them are now running on Android 10, of course. They were
Oh,
delivered in March with Android 9 and they have just been upgraded. So
so
it's
I think that's
it's
great news for all users. That's great news for all users, like a great Christmas gift, you know?
yes, perfect gift. That's true.
And Emily, how do you, I mean, so you do the upgrades over the air, I think, from the operation system. So, or do you have like, I mean, do you focus only on the device, or do you also offer some MDM, or you say no, use any MDM what you want, or do you also offer service as software?
Our idea is that the product might benefit to all the different users. And we know, of course, that on the market, we have various type of company with various needs and so on. So the idea is to provide a device, hardware, that would be compatible with most of these software solutions, including the MDMs, of course. So we ensure also the compatibility with such type of solution. We are in close connection with the MDM providers, for example, on the market. Wouldn't it be the case, please feel free to contact us and we will perform some tests. We have, of course, our R&D department right here, so it's very easy for me to just go to them and catch their attention so that the product can reply very positively to any type of solution.
So from your side, you focus on the hardware, that it is perfectly rugged and with the right IP certificates and military standards and so on. And you don't, let's say, the software area, you say, okay, there are other people, they do it professionally, like an MDM, like an application and so on, and you cooperate mainly with them.
Absolutely, that's a full and close cooperation in order to ensure once again that any type of solution can be used and work perfectly with our devices. So we proceed this way, of course, with carriers, with MDM providers, with any type of solution for, I don't know, lone worker solution or push-to-talk solution, as you know.
Yeah, and you mentioned that okay, you are globally selling that device, or you are. Can you? How does the service work? Let's say I'm in, I don't know. Let's say I'm in Kazakhstan, or maybe not Kazakhstan, but maybe I don't know, Singapore, wherever, you know, somewhere in Asia, or somewhere maybe even in Latin America, in Chile, and I bought that devices, and I have a few cases which need a repair. So how does it work? Do I need to send it back to France, or how is the process usually?
So basically, the CROSSCALL is present in the European countries I mentioned, meaning France, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Benelux, Spain, and Portugal. In all these countries, we have local repair centers. Which is very important for us. But our products are currently only compatible with the European networks and functionalities. So that's why we are only based here. We have started this year in South Africa, where we also have some local repair center. It's very important when we launch a new market that we are also physically present with repair centers in order, once again, to ensure the customer satisfaction. So, but by the way, we have very low return rate in the market, so it's it's not really useful, but it's once again a sign of reliability, I would say.
So that means whenever you go, you launch your product, so you make sure that the, let's say, the setup around it is perfectly done. But again, coming back, let's say, okay, you didn't launch anything in Kazakhstan. So if I'm from Kazakhstan, so I want to purchase from you. How would that work? I mean, you say no to me, or you would say yes, but just
No,
have an idea.
we have two options. I would not be able to sell to you directly anyway. Maybe you can ask potential distributors that are already either in France or in other countries, but it would be their responsibility to ensure also the let's say after sales topic. So up to you to
Okay.
decide.
Okay, understood. Understood. So then let us go to the point. What are you doing? What are you going to do in 21 and 22? Are you able to share with us some thoughts? You know, what you plan to do, or yeah, what can we expect more from your side?
Aha. That's an interesting topic. Let's say that we are quite busy preparing new ranges of products. The idea is that, as we mentioned already, we are more and more addressing yes, companies, bigger companies, as well as governments. And we also have now specific topics in terms of mission critical and yet, let's say, security in general. So we are trying to improve also our range. I cannot give you more details, but of course, something's coming. The
Okay.
idea is once again to have devices that are capable to answer and cover the more needs possible on the market. For example, if we talk about Germany, there are also some questions regarding specific frequency bands to be embedded in the product related to 5G networks as well. So we are really deeply working on it, and I should be able to come back to you soon with more and more accurate data with this.
Yeah, because you mentioned, yeah, this 5G. I mean, especially, I believe if you are talking about a 3 years warranty or even the reliability of the device for a longer period, 5G is somehow a must, what we see, right? I mean, because you cannot say, okay, my devices can survive 10 years, but the technology inside is actually from 2 years ago.
True.
So it's so, do you plan, I mean, to launch a 5G device in 21, or is it, um, is- I mean, is it coming or 22 maybe, or?
No, it will have to come in 2021. Otherwise, as you said, potentially the market would be like in a, well, we would have to face some challenge to fit the market. So yes, we are working on it now.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So that's good news, at least that what I can, you know, I force you to give us like information at least, at a minimum base, yeah. And yeah, so let's but okay, personally, you know, you know that I like the devices, and that's the reason why I ask you to join us for the TASSTA show and be part of it, because you only talk to, yeah, to partners which we trust, and for us is important. Okay, and let's say I like the device and I want to have it. Okay, forget the sample, or we can go back to Kazakhstan again. So how or okay, or
Hopefully, if you
Germany.
have
So
good connections there, please let me know. I can
we
work
have
on it. Anyway,
everywhere, everywhere. You know, we are around the globe.
I know.
No, but how is your sales organized? I mean, are you working with small partners? Are you working with big distributors? How does it work usually? Or yeah.
So in France, of course, as it is the country where we are from, and we are also more advanced, I would say, in terms of distribution. So we address carriers in direct, and we also have different distributors in order to once again put the products on sales. In other countries of Europe, we basically have local distributors, B2C or B2B, depending, or maybe sometimes different ones, several,
Okay.
I mean, that are, let's say, kind of partners in order to help us develop the position of our brand in their countries. So they are capable to address, I don't know, specific resellers for solutions or any type of partner, whether it can be in B2C or in B2B as well.
So as an initial point would be, let's say, wherever I am around the globe, I should first contact you to understand where I can purchase it, or should I go to Amazon, or try to ask my local operators, or where would be, let's say, the initial first contact to understand what will be the next step to be able to purchase a device, a test device, or even to have it for my customers.
Can you hear me, Kaveh?
I can hear you, but your picture was frozen. Now
can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, now I can hear you and I can see you.
Yes, it was frozen as well, so I didn't get you. Sorry.
Okay, so
I guess that your question was, what shall I do if I want to purchase, right?
No, let me repeat my question in that case. So, what is the first step what I have to do if I want to purchase, or I want to have a demo device, I want to purchase a device? So should I Google it, or shall I come directly to you, or should I go to my operator, to Amazon? What is your first suggestion what I should do if I want to get in touch with you to understand and provide the devices to my, let's say, customers, or for myself even?
Well, it's I would say it's up to you. You can either contact our distributors, but as the development is not the same in all the countries where we are, maybe the easier way would be to contact me directly, and of course I will drive you to the right partner or the right contact, depending on the country where you stand.
Okay, so that makes sense. That then you basically guide me where I have to go next and find out the right partner.
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Good.
So for me, I believe we covered many things, most of the stuff. We saw the devices that they are, on a presentation, but also in your hands, that we get a feeling, the size and the ability of the device, and that's how they work. Do you want to share anything else?
No, that's fine for me. Thank you for inviting us to this webinar, Kaveh. It's always good to talk to you, and hopefully next year we might be able to be sharing a new booth somewhere in an exhibition.
Yes, you're always welcome, and it's always a pleasure to seeing you and and talking to you about the next steps and what's coming up, and I hope so too, that we are going to have some options to meet again and on some exhibitions somewhere around the globe,
Somewhere.
So thank you very much. So stay safe and take care, and I wish you already a nice Christmas time and good start in 2021.
Thank you, Kaveh. Thank you to all TASTA team, and hopefully let's see each other very soon. Have a nice Christmas time as well. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Good.